Happy DIY Tuesdays! So we're going to make this beautiful vintage scarf necklace and we're going to add these metal rings to them. It's going to be super simple to do and I'm going to try to do the process in 5 minutes, although I think the total process would take you about 20 minutes to make. But as you get quicker with it, it could take you 5 minutes. So let's get started. For our DIY project, we're going to need the following supplies. We're going to need a pair of pliers to bend our metal. We're going to need a marker to mark the width or the length of the piece of metal we want to cut, a tape measure to measure that out, a pair of scissors to cut the metal with, and then in order to make these circular and triangular metal pieces, I picked up this metal piece at Ace Hardware and it was about $1.59 per strip. And I had a very difficult time finding, I went to the jewelry store, went to the craft store to try to find metal pieces like this that were already pre-cut and already sized for me, but I didn't have any luck. So I decided to do it myself. So I went to the hardware store and I got these metal strips, like I said, at Ace Hardware store. And, you know, they've got a nice finish on them. I don't know how they'll last as far as you wearing them, but it's, you know, trial and error. So I'm going to continue to see if I can find these small cylinder pieces, but if I can't, I'll just continue to make my own. And this is kind of cool because you can make your own shapes. You know, you can do triangular, you can do just circles, you can do kind of an oblong shape. So this is what we're going to use to create these, and I'm going to show you how. So take your metal piece and lay it on a flat surface. And this metal piece is 12 inches in length, total length, 12 inches. So what I did was I decided I wanted 3 strips out of this 12-inch piece, and I'm going to break it out into 4 inches. In 3 pieces, so I'm cutting 3 pieces of 4 inches in length, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So you can measure out and mark whatever size you want them to be. You could take the full 12 inches and just cut it straight in half and make 2 pieces out of it, but I'm going to make 3 because I feel like that's what works for the sizes that I want on my necklace. And then just take a pin, and don't worry about the mark because you're going to bend around it so no one's going to see that mark. So go ahead and take a strip, lay it on a flat surface, decide the length of the pieces you'd like, and mark them, and then we're going to take and cut them and go to work. So here's my metal piece that we just laid on a flat surface and marked, and as you can see, if you can see that line, there's a mark right there, and that tells me where I need to cut. And if you can go to the jewelry store and find, you know, small circular, triangular pieces like this, then just find them and put them on your vintage scarf. But please let me know if you find them because I had a hard time finding them. I couldn't find them anywhere. So we're just going to go ahead and cut this strip like so. And then just cut this one in half as well. And I feel like they've got a really nice shine to them. So, and I kind of like that they're hardware pieces because it's edgy and then soft, and like I've told you guys before, I really like that. And so you're just going to take your strip and if you want to make a circle, you can just bend it in a circle. I'm just going to take my pliers and I'm going to bend it. I kind of just play with it because it doesn't have to be perfect. I think it's cool when the shapes are kind of not perfect. It looks better on the scarf. And then I'm just going to bend it that way. And so I have unfortunately run out of my proxy glue, and my super glue I can't find. But what you need to do is get some glue, and then you're just going to glue this piece to itself. So you're going to adhere this side to itself. And in order to do that, you're going to need to create a flat surface so it stays. So take the pliers and bend it again. And then you would put the glue, so you would line the glue right on this side. This side you're going to stick it to itself. And I'm going to show you. Like that. So you'd bend that piece down. Your glue is set inside here. You're going to take the top portion that you bend and you're just going to close it on itself, on top of itself, like that, like so. So let me see if I can turn this around so you can see it. Do you see how I'm closing that? Do you see that? And so there would be glue in between those 2 pieces, and I would just hold it for like 5 seconds, and then it would be one of these singular individual circles, which is what I did last night, and I have glue stuck through it. But I was working on it last night, so I ran out. So then when you're done with your pieces, you can make as many as you want. I think I did a total of, let's see, 4 and 3. So I did a total of 7. And the next step is going to be adding them on our scarf and then also putting some beads at the end of our scarf so that it secures it more, so it's easier for us to tie it. So I'm gonna, okay, so we're gonna take this square, it's a square scarf. You can use whatever scarf you have, but it should be square, or it can be just a long strip, but it does work better if it's a square. You're gonna fold it in half and you're gonna create a triangle then. So we folded it in a triangle shape, not in half, sorry. And then you're gonna just take the scarf and you're just gonna roll it up like so. And I am doing this quickly, so, you know, for the video's sake, but if you're doing it, you wanna take your time in making sure that this is what you want, the width and everything. So then I'm just gonna, then I have this long strip and I'm just gonna take, and you know, another trick too is that you could tack it to itself, but since I don't really want to do that because I may want to take this scarf and reuse it, I'm not going to tack it. And tacking it, I mean like taking a needle and thread and sewing it through the excess piece. And then you're going to just take your, so I'm going to begin taking my little pieces. So I showed you how to make those, and then do you see how I put that glue on the back? I kind of did a sloppy job, so you do a better job, but it's going to be turned into my shirt, so no one's going to see the that part. But I'm going to take this piece and I'm just going to slide it onto my scarf that we rolled up, and it's going to go in the center, you know, and I'm going to be able to adjust them around, but that's basically how we're going to start it. And we're just going to take the rest of our gold pieces and just slide them on the scarf. So I'll be right back. So at the end of the scarf, take a bead, you know, kind of the beads that you can take any type, but they need to be fairly small. And you're going to just roll this piece up here, and you're just going to stick this like kind of like a needle and thread, and then just stick the bead through it and pull the bead through that piece like that. And you're going to do it on both sides, and this will help you have a nice finish on the end and also to secure it. And so then there we are. We're done, guys. Look how easy that was. And then we're just going to take it, tie it behind our necks. And I'm going to stand up so you can see how the necklace looks. See how easy that is? It's really simple. And if it's a long scarf, and the fun thing about these is you can wear them like this. You could wear it as a choker, like that. You could take it and put it around your wrist and wear it as a bracelet. I mean, there's so many ways that you can do this, and they're so fun and easy to make. And it's a way to recycle your vintage scarves. And I did get this idea from a designer called Ken and Dana, and they actually make the scarves, and they're around roughly $300, a little less, maybe $200. But I wanted to buy one. They were sold out, so I decided I'm gonna make that myself. And I like the way it came out. I mean, I love theirs too, but I think that this is a fun DIY project that you can do yourself and have fun with your girlfriends, and you made your own little accessory. Hey, and you're like big ballin', yeah. Okay, we're not gonna be doing that. Anyway, let's move on. We're gonna finish this up. So yeah, love it, and I think I'm gonna head out and just wear it with my outfit today. I mean, why not, right? Sunday, I'm off to church. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do that. Okay. Bye. Share the love.